Oxor.
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers.
Attack frogs?
And this used to be such a nice swamp.
I'm sure it was, Roscoe, this horrid blue, gray, purple swamp. Over here we can see something reminiscent of Town Square and even more natural than a guy next to a cage. A boar chasing a bandolier, or other way around, because they are going in a circle. The argument can be made either way. Let's put them both out of their misery and get on with the level. Now, from here on out, I'm going to be very conservative of my sparks because we're entering a very dangerous area. This area over here is the hardest in all of Spyro the Dragon, and if I lose my sparks too much on the way there, I'm not going to be able to survive it. So let's only lose 1 sparks on the way over here. All of these guys can't even step, they can't even hit me before I charge them, unlike certain other enemies we're about to encounter over there. I would really like to go this way looks nice. There's gems and clear path. Over here, however, looks like certain doom. But over here, on the third hand, we've got nature in action. A swamp chicken and a bandolier, hungry bandolier, just trying to make his way in the world. And he's successful. I'm sure we're all very proud of him. Oh, but he's ready to defend his territory. That was a very shallow victory. Or a deep victory, judging on the way he landed. I don't think he's coming up for air anytime soon. Okay, and here is why it gets dangerous. See those swamp frogs over there? I'm going to get hit no matter what. Either I'm not going to make the jump, end up in the swamp, or I'm going to get close enough to the frogs that they're going to lick me and make me land on the land, but I'm going to take damage either way. Hopefully I can kill all 3 before I get hit a second time. Let's see. See, he did catch me out of midair, and I was not able to. I got hit twice. And hopefully my skills will be enough to compensate and I won't have to redo this all just so I can pretend to be good at this game. This is the room that gives you the most trouble. You can see it's filled with 4 bandoliers and 6 odd swamp frogs. Now, if we flame and then start walking, we actually move the flame with us. It's part of our hitbox rather than staying back where it should, which is good for sneaking up on the frogs. However, the bandoliers prevent us cheesing this whole area with that method because they'll swat us. We can't flame them from a distance. They are made of metal. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to jump this bandolier, charge there. Okay, just trying to plan out my madness to the method and just go for it. Okay, I made it through. I have made it through, and I'm going to take a checkpoint before I contend with any further things down there. Nomad.
Thanks for releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age. No. Why, I remember... gotta go.
Adults, right? Anyway, if we just take out the swamp frog, it's not even a problem because the bandoliers can't swat at us like the frogs can if we just charge head-on into them without reckless abandon. But up here, it's actually going to prove all in vain because it's a dead end. And, of course, there's no way to get back to the land without gliding. That's where we're supposed to go. You can see past the patches of swamp that we were there. There were some dragon-eating plants there. And let's see. Don't think I'm going to be able to make that. A little bit too far. So we need to find a way back to the mainland, but we only have 4 jumps into the swamp to do it in. 3, and then the 4th jump needs to make it to land. From here, that is not actually possible, as the land is too tall to jump out of the swamp into. So instead, we're going to break the game a little bit. You see there is a triangle polygon right there. It does not have the slope physics applied to it. If we jump to it, we will not slide down. But it's not exactly easy to access because, you know, there we go. And even though we should be sliding off of it due to the angle, the physics were not applied to it, so we can just walk. We should be doing that whenever we touch it. Now, I'm going to take you on a bit of a non-canon distraction from the rest of the game. If you see over here, gliding, of course, negates the challenge run. We can run and jump and actually make it to this thing successfully. It's just supposed to be a piece of decoration out here in the middle of the swamp. We could have seen it when we were over there on those stumps. It's completely solid, well crafted, not hollow at all. So they intended us, if we actually managed to get here, not to phase through it, which is nice. But over there you can see the edge of the swamp. Now, if we jump into this swamp, we can't jump back out, even if we have more Sparkses. So, what I've devised a plan is, we can actually break that mechanic. They will still let us jump out if we charge into the swamp, which lets us glide beyond the goo and underneath the level. Of course, this doesn't last very long because the death trigger is right below that. So, back to the challenge run proper. How can we reach this level? Well, it's not evolving gliding, I'll tell you that right now. Otherwise, we'd have to exit the level, come back, and do the rest of it again just to get these gems glideless. That's not my style. What I'm going to do instead is break a little bit of physics here. You can see I get a large speed boost from that, and I can make it onto this land with the green sparks. Everybody give Spyro a hand. And I think I will replenish my sparks just a little bit. That swamp chicken is just so eager to get caught. Let's oblige him. Not that we're going to need any more sparks. It's pretty much bandoliers and gems from here on out. As you can see, this is the end of the level right here. We can't go any further than this stump. Oh, thank you, helpful 90s exercise music video fairy. We're supposed to go down this thing. It looks just like a scenery piece that will lead to certain doom if we jumped into it. So they slapped the fairy in here to tell us it was okay. And I trust you, fairy. Fairy, you lied! That fairy is trying to lead us to certain doom. That plot point will actually come into play much later on when the fairy's... I'm not going to spoil it for you. But it's not going to be that big a deal. Fairy, not that good of a statistician. I've got 2 sparks up. There's only 4 enemies down here. None are swamp frogs. Of course I'm going to survive. Dragon-eating plant. Even if you're in mid-air and slightly far away from it, it can pick you up. If it thinks it's going to eat you, you're eaten. It doesn't even matter. A Kez?
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for wasting my time. Now you see up ahead there's a boar in the distance. If we time it just right, we can make him charge through most of the enemies. The swamp frog is too busy. He doesn't even know what's going on. I caught him completely by surprise there and took out everything. And that's pretty much how this area is going to work for the rest of it. We're just going to lead boars to do our dirty work. Okay, I think I deserve that. Animal on animal violence is not condoned by this channel. Never mind that I'm a dragon. I think that's mythical being more than animal. But if we just aim the boar correctly, he should... Normally he will target the bandoliers, but if he is feeling merciful on the enemies, thinks I'm just that overpowered that I could use a little bit of extra challenge, then so be it. I'm not one to argue with a compliment. And it's just a bit of pickup here. Of course they spread the gems out, so you'll get confused while the enemies are readily attacking you. You'll get distracted by glints in the side of the screen. I think that's about it. And here's the end of the level proper. Return home and a dragon to compensate. But why would they give us a checkpoint so late? Abub.
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro! Stamp them out and squish them and squash them!
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
Dragons, the mythical beings known for their flame power, not necessarily their charging prowess. Now we can see up there that there are actually more shiny gems to collect, and we want to jump over there by taking a little bit of a natural pathway. Completely natural ruin of this building just happened to form stairs. I think that's the way the bricks were laid out. It was designed that way, just in case it were ruined, we could still get to the top. And over there, we can see that the level is not quite through with us yet, but that's a quite odd natural formation of swamp forming a cliff. The stumps we would normally glide to, but we can't, as you can see, too far away. So let's just exit the level. That's all we've got from the Misty Bog. And up next, I really would like to get a swamp chicken, but there is none around to oblige me, so if I die, hopefully I get respawned next to the Misty Bog checkpoint. Also, I have to collect every gem myself. I think I see one up in the distance here. Of course, next to the tree. This tree is very, very, very large. So tall, in fact, the draw distance cannot even cope with its size. This tree is small. Very, very small. It cannot be murdered, but it can be badly damaged. This one's not much better. And over here, next to the giant tree, is quite possibly my favorite level of the game, if not the series, the treetops. I like it because it rewards exploration, as you will soon realize. Hey, a thief! But there aren't supposed to be any thieves after the third world. There were, in the first 3 worlds, after the Magic Crafters, they put a bunch of egg thieves, and there weren't supposed to be any more after that. I don't know what he's doing in this level. Unless I imagined him. There's a dead end, and I don't see any thief here. Except for that one. That red thief is too far to glide to, but I'm very curious as to what he's actually holding. I'll give it a shot. Nah, of course not. Oh, hey! I see him! Stop! Will you stop him? I'm trying to... Hey, I just want to talk to you. Hey, short, get back here. I hit him. No, stop. What are you doing? What? I don't have time for any of this. I need to stop. I need to get this fucking asshole. Where the fuck are you? That son of a bitch stole possibly my brother. I need to get him back, but he fucking... Son of a motherfucker! What a dick! Okay, I'm completely heartbroken by this, and I don't think there's any way I'm going to recover. Well, anyway, this is the Banana Boy. He has an arrow through his hair, he's really tiny, and he throws entire hunks of bananas, and I guess that cheers me up a little bit. This is a strong arm. Despite having strong arms, he attacks with his legs. He also has an arrow through his hair. I guess that's the style around these parts. If you breed in trees, I think you develop some strange customs as well. Just making sure that I've got all the gems these natives have to steal. I would have noticed this bridge eventually out the window, but I guess the gold thief sort of railroaded me into it. I believe that's the purpose of the thieves in this level, is to give the player a little bit of help with the otherwise daunting task of exploring the level on their own. Because it's not a linear path in the treetops, it's a bunch of small islands between the trees that you can jump to in any order almost if you're good enough at the game. And I am good enough at the game. Over here I'm just trying to first-person shooter these banana boys without getting hit. There we go. And not always. The banana boy is not a tough enemy at all. I shouldn't be getting hurt this much. The fan boxes, on the other hand, difficult enemy. I'm surprised I'm doing so well defeating these. think that's everything over here in this collection of pillars. I guess pillars are also a staple of the Treetops community. Gold Thief, guess I could take him on, but I want a checkpoint first. Lil.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
You know, that's not actually bad advice. I think I can swing that. Maybe, perhaps, if I string together enough supercharges throughout the entire level, I will be able to make that jump to the Gold Thief. You saw him fly that way without actually gliding. But we'll have to see. Across this way, if we don't string together our supercharge, we can actually bother with all this mess here. Fan belts, gems, 1-ups, banana boys, all that good stuff. There we go. But if we did string together the supercharges, we would be able to miss out on a couple of things. Aside from all this, over here, another supercharge. If we were stringing together supercharges, we would overshoot this like I almost just did there. We would go flying all the way over this tree stump, wouldn't be able to break that strong box with a supercharge. Luckily, you're riding with an expert. Unluckily, once we've collected everything out of this tree stump, we're basically railroaded to glide to the end of the level. You understand the inherent problem with that. I'm going to die a lot of times on purpose in this level just to successfully navigate it.